Hi guys, this is Vysh from Vysh IAS and we are going to continue the Geography NCERT series. We completed class 6 in just 4 videos. 8 chapters were there. We are just rushing through all the basic concepts like familiarizing with what is latitude, what is longitude, what is climate, how is it different from weather, or basic flora, fauna of India. Class 6th, 7th, 8th will be like this only. We are just familiarizing with topics. There is nothing you have to grab as such for UPSC, but UPSC can form statements, tricky statements. So if you go in order from class 6, it will be helpful so that you don't even miss the basic things like what is an isthmus, what is a canal, what is a strait. Okay, these kind of basic things are mentioned in detail in 6th, 7th with pictures. So that is why we are just going through this. Okay, so class 7, this is the cover page. Our environment is the textbook name. It's available in NCERT website. You can freely download it. Please like our Facebook page because MCQs are being posted related to all these things daily, so you can answer it free of cost. Okay, and if you want to buy it at very cheap rates at our site. Many students are buying and giving excellent feedback. We are updating it every day with current affairs also, so please try to buy it. So let's begin class 7, chapter 1. I'll show you the index first. I think there are 10 chapters. Last time we had only 8 in class 6. So 10 chapters. The chapter names are environment, inside our earth, our changing earth. Those 3 chapters we'll be doing in this single video. All are small chapters. Then air, water, natural vegetation and wildlife. Human environment, human geography is a very important part actually. So settlement, transport, communication, the sectors of economy and all those things. Then different regions like tropical and subtropical regions, the temperate grasslands and life in deserts. This is what you have to see. Maybe 4 to 5 videos. I'll just do it very quickly so that we are completing our NCT and then we can focus more on other things. Okay, so we'll start the chapter 1, which is the environment. Here basically we'll have things like what is environment, what is ecosystem. It's more of the environment topic which we have to do. Okay, and we have good sources like Shankar IAS and many online things, but we have to complete NCERTs. That is why we are going through. Don't look what is there in the left side. These are all stories for class 7 students understanding. See the box, blue box. Environment is our basic life support system. It provides the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat and the land where we live. How do human beings modify this natural environment? So you know the pollution, the climate change and all those things. Car, water collection, food being served in vessels, land used to build factories. So human intervention into natural environment, that is what it is mentioned. Okay, so this is all just basic. So this picture is like a very good picture, that's why we do the NCERT. So natural and human made both we can see. Natural is like the lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and together it is called the biosphere. We have done it in the last class 6th. Okay. Human made is like the things which humans actually make. That is the artificial kind of things. The buildings, the parks, the bridges, the roads, industries, monuments, the sectors of economy, part of geography, the human geography will be there. There is still one more thing which is not human made but it's human himself. Okay, which he is actually how he is modifying the environment. So the individual, family, community is how he progresses. Okay, a person is born, mingles with the family, mingles with the community. Then religion comes into picture. Education is like his second home. Then economics sector where he is contributing to the sectors of economy. Political situation. So human interacting with the environment personally is called human geography. Human made is different, then natural is different. Okay, these are the components of environment. Even you can make this kind of pictures in your mains answers here and there if any basic things about environment is asked. Okay, human interaction with environment is asked. Okay, so biotic and abiotic, two things. One is living, one is non-living. Okay, like the plants and animals are biotic and the rock or the land and soil, all those things are abiotic. So just two basic things. What is environment? The places, I will just highlight, the place, people, things and nature that surround any living organism is called environment. Okay, so that whatever is surrounding us, that is our environment. It is a combination of natural and human made phenomena. So environment doesn't mean only natural, it is also human made phenomena. Okay, so biotic, abiotic we already saw. Natural environment, again same thing, nothing to go in detail here, just see the picture, that is enough, nothing is there to read. Biosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, even it was also there in the class 6th also, so don't worry because I'm scrolling down very fast. Hydrosphere is the water, atmosphere is the air. There's not even a single extra point which you have to grasp from here. Okay, biosphere, ecosystem, like this definitions you can see, it is a system formed by the interaction of living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment. So the living beings, when they interact with each other, that is also called ecosystem, and we are interacting with the nature or surroundings, that is also ecosystem. Okay, so there will be transfer of energy, material, and all those things. That is ecosystem, which is interaction within the environment. Okay, again through story we are explaining, we don't need it. Human environment. Okay, human environment, interact with the environment and modify it according to their need. Okay, and that is being overexploited now. That is why we have all the global environmental summits and different pacts which we learn later. Okay, early humans adapted themselves to natural surroundings. They led a simple life, because people were like nomadic people. They were hunting, they were growing crops, they were doing like food gathering kind of thing without affecting the actual environment. But later settled life will come into existence. Wheel was invented, surplus food was getting produced, barter system emerged, trade started, commerce developed, industrial revolution came, which was actually the major reason for all these environmental degradation which is happening. Okay, because 1774 onwards USA is independent. Later UK becomes the global power. UK was actually, even centuries before that, UK was the global power, but industrial revolution in the 17th, 18th, 19th century, that is when the entire environment got degraded. Now even the Paris climate change and all, if you see, the targets are being set with respect to pre-industrial level. Okay, that means the pre-industrial revolution level. So this thing actually created a big impact on environment. Transportation became important, communication became important. So this is how humans interacted with the environment, and it was growing. Okay, so this chapter is nothing. That is why I am clubbing 3 chapters, which is not a natural ecosystem, aquarium, which is not a component of human environment. Okay, that is land, which is a human-made environment. Human-made is road, which is a threat to environment. So obviously growing population is a threat to environment. Okay, because more people interact, the more it will be damaged. So that is all in chapter 1 of class 7. Let's go to chapter 2. So like you see, there is nothing much to do NCERTs. People just keep it for later, and you never do it. But if you do, you are just getting to know the subject, and at least you will have a satisfaction like you have done the chapters. Okay, that is why I am just showing you. Inside our Earth. Okay, Earth is a dynamic planet, we all know that. Also the only planet which has life in it. So here again, these are certain facts, like the deepest mine in the world is in South Africa, 4 kilometers deep. South Africa has a lot of gold mines and diamond mines and all, so deep things are there, the mines. Then engineers have dug up to 6 kilometers, but if you know the center, that is the actual center, is 6,000 kilometers deep. Okay, so you are in no way going to reach there. Okay, any scientist or any engineers, they are not going to reach there. So this is actually the classification or the layers, you can say. Crust is the thinnermost or outermost layer. Mantle is this yellow color thing which you see, which is a little more deeper, maybe I think 2,000 kilometers or 3,000 kilometers. Then we have the core, which is again the thickest one, maybe 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers it will be. So this is core, mantle, crust, and these are the boundaries of it. So we'll see something like some little information about it. Uppermost layer, Earth's surface is called crust. It is the thinnest of all the layers, and it's only about 35 kilometers. Okay, only 35 kilometers. And ocean floor is just 5 kilometers. Okay, the main mineral constituents of the continental Mars are silica and alumina. Okay, Cial, that is an easy way to remember. This is all crust and landmass they are talking about. And now again, oceanic crust, which we saw 5 kilometers thing, that is silica and magnesium. Okay, this is the picture: continental crust, continent, ocean, and ocean crust. Okay, 35 kilometers, 5 kilometers, Cial and Sima. Okay, just below that we have the mantle, which is 2,900 kilometers. Okay, after that we have the core. Core is 3,500 kilometers, and it is the innermost layer. Okay, it is mainly made up of this knife, you can remember, NiFe, nickel, and ferrum. This is iron. Okay, central core has very high temperature and high pressure. Okay, that's why we cannot go deep into it. The crust forms only 1% of the volume of the earth. 84% consists of the mantle. 15% makes the core. Okay, we have seen the kilometers anyway, 35, 2,900 and 3,500. Radius of the earth, not important, but you should know it's around 6,000 kilometers. Okay, rocks and minerals. The earth's crust is made of various types of rocks. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth's crust is called a rock. So anything which is forming the crust is actually a rock. Rocks can be of different color, size and texture. So we'll see the types of rocks now. Okay, UPSC plays with these words a lot of times, so you should focus. igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. See this box, okay. Igneous meaning fire, so if you know the meaning itself, it's easy to answer. Igneous means fire. Sedimentum is actually meaning settle down, or you can call layers, okay, settling down, the silt and all will settle down. Metamorph, the meaning is actually change of form, okay, so changing of form is metamorphic. So we'll see little more details. Rocks thus formed are called igneous, that is the molten magma, that is which is coming out of the volcano and all. It will be too hot and it will become solid, okay. So once it becomes solid, that solidified thing is called igneous rocks, okay. And they are also called primary rocks. Two types are there, intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks, okay. Like one is inside the earth and one is outside the earth. We'll see a little more detail. Lava is actually fiery red molten magma coming out of the interior of the earth. Like magma is the name when it is there inside the mountain, okay. When it comes out, it is called lava, that's all, just naming conventions. When the molten lava comes out of the earth's surface, it rapidly cools down, okay. That hot lava cools down and solidifies and becomes solid. That is rocks formed in such a way on the crust are called igneous rocks, okay. I'm telling igneous rocks. They have a very fine grain structure. For example, basalt, okay. The Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rocks. You know, in the peninsular region, the Deccan Plateau is there. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth's crust. Solid rocks are so formed are called intrusive igneous rocks. So when it cools down within the crust itself, inside itself, that is called intrusive. When it comes out and then solidifies, it's extrusive, okay. Very simple definitions, just understand the difference as of now, okay. Like these pictures are given. Fossils, you should know the remains of the dead plants and animals trapped in layers of rocks, okay. Like animals will die and then some deposits will come on top of them. So what happens is they will be found later after centuries of years. Scientists will discover these rocks where fossil remains you can see in between the rocks. In Jurassic Park movie and all, you can see such things, okay. And it will help us learn about the previous animals or the previous fauna flora which was available. So these are actually found in sedimentary rocks because obviously layers have to be formed, okay. So rocks roll down, crack and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments. These small fragments are called sediment, okay. They will all come together and then form the sedimentary rocks. That is the basic thing. It will contain fossils. Igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure, okay. The same thing now, both of these will turn into metamorphic rock if high temperature and pressure is there. Like clay changes into slate and limestone changes into marble. This also UPSC has asked, like match the following. Clay will be changing to slate, limestone into marble. There are many more examples we will see in subsequent chapters. So know this thing as of now. Rocks are very useful to us. The hard rocks are used for making roads, houses and buildings. You use stones in making, in many games. Not important, leave that. So see the pictures again. Red Fort is made of red sandstone. Taj Mahal is made of white marble. So marble we saw, limestone changes to marble, okay, and clay changes to slate, okay. So this is again the simple picture. Magma, igneous rock, breaks down, becomes sediments. Sediments will become sedimentary rocks. It will, under high temperature and pressure, it will become metamorphic. See here also arrow is there. Igneous rock can make or convert into metamorphic rock. Metamorphic can break down and form sedimentary. So it is all interchangeable. So this arrow kind of direction, rock cycle, it's very useful in your geography answer. You can quote this or draw this in the right side so that if question comes about rock classification, it is explained in just one picture, okay. So same thing they are explaining here. I am not reading it. Whatever is there in the picture, they are just telling it again. The rocks are made up of different minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. So this is the description of a mineral, okay. Certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. It's not like scattered. It will have a proper chemical compositions, like this much of aluminum, this much of gold, this much of silicon content. That is all minerals, okay. So different industries are there: iron, aluminum, gold, uranium, etc. Used in medicines, fertilizers. So everywhere it is used also, okay. Basic questions. The rock which is made up of molten magma is igneous. The innermost layer of the earth is core. Gold, petroleum and coal are examples of minerals. Rocks which contain fossils are sedimentary rocks. The thinnest layer of the earth is crust, okay. So This chapter never even come back for revision. Okay, these are like very simple, silly chapters. Now let's go to the third chapter, because that's also related to Earth, so I thought I'll finish it with this. Okay. About changing Earth. Okay. Lithosphere. The lithosphere is broken into number of plates known as lithospheric plates. Okay. You have seen this in the previous class 6th also. You will be surprised to know that these plates are they just move around very slowly. So the plates are moving. This also you have seen. So like millimeters, very minute movement. Okay. The molten magma inside the earth moves in a circular manner as shown in the activity. Actually, one beaker experiment is there for actually 7th standard students only leave that circular manner. That is how that thing will be moving. The molten magma in circular motion. Okay. The movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. Okay. Whatever happens with this movement will affect the entire earth itself. Okay. The volcanic movement, the earthquake, such things are happening because of this plate movement only, sudden plate movements. We see that the movements are divided on the basis of forces which cause them. Okay, so there is endogenic forces and exogenic forces. So endo and exo, again endo means inside and exo means outside. We have seen like intrusive and extrusive, right, for igneous. Again inside, outside, same way, different terminology, endo and exo. Okay, so earth movements, this picture will tell you everything. Sudden forces, so endo means internal, so inside the earth we can have the disastrous effect like earthquake, volcano, landslide. Even in the oceans, if it happens, it will be leading to tsunami. So that is endogenic. Exogenic means erosional and depositional. So river, wind, sea waves, glaciers, these are all are erosional and depositional. So it will be eroding also and it will be going and depositing somewhere. We'll see certain features later in this chapter. So lithospheric plates, the earth crust consists of several large and small, rigid, irregularly shaped plates which carry continents and the ocean floor. So plates are nothing but this the surface which holds the land and the ocean bodies. The endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at that time produces slow. Okay, sudden movements are also there and slow movements are also there. Okay, sudden movements are like earthquake and volcanoes which cause mass destruction over the surface of the earth. We have seen recently maybe 2 years back, there was Nepal earthquake. 2004 there was tsunami in the Bay of Bengal. So many things are happening across the world. So all these are due to sudden movements of the earth. So endo, exo, again inside, outside, they're telling the basic meaning. Volcano, this is the picture. Picture is enough, you'll understand everything. This is the magma chamber. Okay, this same magma, it will be going through this pipe-like thing which is called the vent, and this topmost circular portion is the crater, and it will come out. When it comes out, it will be called lava, like you see here, and it will solidify later and become the igneous rock, which we already seen in last chapter. Then gases and ash are also coming out. So even the particular matter PM 2.5, PM 10 and all, which we see in Delhi pollution and all, that kind of things can come out from here also. Okay, the minute particular matter which is causing pollution. Okay, crust, mantle, crust we saw 35 kilometers, mantle it will go deep up to 2900 kilometers, and it's almost 84% of the entire Earth's core, Earth's internal region. Okay, after that core will be there. So this is a basic picture of volcano. So hope you understood different terms: vent, lava, crater. Okay, magma chamber. So lithosphere plate moves, the surface of the earth vibrates. This is important because UPSC has asked once like what is focus and what is epicenter. People get confused like which is which. Actually on the surface, that is the place where we are standing, there whatever point is there, that is epicenter, and that is exactly above the originating point, and the originating point is focus. Okay, so maybe you can remember E and F. E is on top and F, like in alphabetic order, E on top, F in the bottom. Okay, so E is the epicenter which is on the surface, and focus is in the center. Okay, which is deep down where the actual tremor originated, that is focus and epicenter. So plate boundaries are there, seismic waves, they call it seismic wave. Okay, and when they measure it using seismograph or a Richter scale is there, where you get the magnitude, like we see in news, right, 6.5 earthquake, 8 earthquake, the values are measured using different instruments. Okay, and these waves are seismic waves, and waves are also of different types, like P waves are there, S waves are there, L waves are there. Details about this we'll see in the next class. I think 8th standard textbook it will be there, but you should know there are seismic waves which are called P waves, S waves and L waves. Okay, so same thing which I told, crust, focus. The movement starts. Okay, movement starts is the focus inside. Sorry. So that is all about earthquakes and volcanoes. Different case studies are given. You know, the Gujarat earthquake was a very disastrous one. Many people died in India. because there is a tri junction kind of thing of lithospheric plate. Okay, I'll show you pictures later. There are the Gujarat location is in such a way that it is prone to earthquake. Okay, so that is why now Gujarat, now when it developed so much, the administration has been appreciated because it went through that much disasters and it actually came back very well. Okay, so that is one case study. We don't need to have a look in detail, I guess. It's all old news items also, so we don't need it. Okay. An earthquake is measured by a machine called seismograph. Okay, this is a picture of it. So this is the wave thing. Okay, seismic waves are measured like in a picture. It will be like noting down the waves. That is seismograph. But the actual magnitude or the value is measured by a Richter scale. Okay, an earthquake of 2 or less can be felt only a little. An earthquake over 5 can cause damage, and 6 is higher magnitude. 7 is classified as a major earthquake. Okay, so if you see it's nearly 6 or 7, when it reaches only, it will be a major. Until then it is just small slight tremors with no like more disaster won't happen. People would be rather safe. Okay, in Japan and all, Japan is again a place where plates are moving suddenly here every now and then, so it's also prone to earthquakes. Okay, earthquake preparedness, not a geography topic actually, but just a basic thing. Find a safe spot, stay away from fireplaces, be prepared, spread awareness. Okay, these are all maybe ethical issues or maybe disaster management things in GS3 and all, which we learn later. Major landforms, it's actually mostly related to the river system. Okay, weathering, and if you remember in the starting of this chapter we saw like the sudden movements and also the other ones, slow movements, which is the deposition and erosional factors by river, glacier, wind and all. So those things we'll see here under the subheading. Okay, so weathering is the breaking up of rocks on the surface. Erosion is the wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. Okay, eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. and eventually deposited. The process of erosion and deposition create different landforms on the surface of the earth. This is about certain waterfalls. Highest waterfall is Angel Falls of Venezuela. Venezuela is in news because of the crisis happening, and one new Bitcoin they have launched. Cryptocurrency they have launched. Okay, try to find out the name of that. South America. Okay, it's in South America. The other waterfall, Niagara water. This is the largest and this is the highest. Okay, both are know the difference. One is tall, one is large. Okay, Canada, USA. Then Victoria Falls are there. Zambia, Zimbabwe border in Africa. So like this, try to see different places in the map. Okay, whenever you are practicing maps, whenever you hear about a place, just try to go and look in the map. That's how you cannot do a separate study for map just before prelims or something. Every day look one location whenever you see something in the current affairs or in the static content you are learning. The running water in the river erodes the landscape. When the river tumbles at a steep angle over very hard rocks or down a steep valley side, it forms a waterfall. Okay, just telling this process of water falling, that's all. Hard rock, softer rock, undercut. So top it is hard rock, and where it is flowing like this, it will be soft rock. As the river enters the plain, it twists and turns. Okay, this is one good picture. This twist and turn, that term is called meander. Okay, river will be forming meanders. That means this kind of twist and turn. And obviously, when river is flowing, this area will be a little bit lower level and the sides will be higher level. So that higher level is called this leaves. Okay, leaves, meander. And this is like you can see in the picture itself. Like earlier, this river was flowing like this. Okay, then these places got deposited by land, like some silt or something, and this small sea kind of portion alone got cut off from the lake, from the river. So that small thing is called Oxbow Lake, or I think it's also called Cut Off Lake. Yeah, here it's mentioned Cut Off Lake, Oxbow Lake. It's just cut off from the original river. Okay, meanders are the twist and turns. Twist and turns are meander. Then floodplain, the place where it is flowing, that is a floodplain. River begins to break up into a number of streams called distributaries. We have seen this river will be splitting like this into different things, that is distributary. Then delta, this is the mouth of the river, and this thing is called delta. Sundarban delta is the biggest delta in the world, not only India. The river becomes so slow that it begins to deposit its loads. Okay, so why this is happening? Because it's carrying all the silt and coming, and it will become very slow. It has lost all its energy, and it's like just going and depositing the silts like this. That is why delta is formed. Okay, in the mouth of the river, sediments gets deposited. Works of sea waves. This actually UPSC has asked one question. What is these things? Sea cave, sea arch, and stack. So if you see, this is the first thing. Okay, sea cave, you can tell. Here what happens is like it's going and hitting the rock, and slowly it's eroding. So sea cave is formed. But maybe sometimes it will be like it will become so harsh and it will just go through it. Okay, and you can see the other side of it, other side of the sea or ocean or whatever it is. So that is sea arch, like an arch it is formed. Like suppose now this is again like too much like waves and tides are coming and hitting, and this entire thing is broken off, suppose, then only this rectangular portion will be left. So that is stack. So three examples: sea cave, sea arch, stack. So if you need to order it in like UPSC will ask you to arrange this in order of formation. So sea cave is formed first, then sea arch, and then stack. Okay, so hope you understood this topic. This entire story you don't need to read if you understood what I told: sea caves, sea arches, and stacks. Okay. Work of ice. Glaciers are rivers of ice. It's also doing the erosion thing, like just like rivers, this also will be flowing, right? So it will be obviously doing almost the same thing like rivers, but it will be, the content will be different. There it will be silt, here it will be ice. Then the deposits which they do, they are called glacial moraines. You should know moraine is a depositional feature. You basically can ask like that, like whether it's a erosional feature or a depositional feature. So moraines are depositional features. Okay. Wind. In deserts, you know, it's a very active agent of erosion and deposition both. Okay, and rocks in shape of mushroom is there in deserts, commonly called mushroom rocks. Okay, this is also there in one of the mock test I saw somewhere, like mushroom rocks is a feature of what? So they'll give glaciers, they'll give Greenland, highland or deserts. So you should know it is a desert feature. Winds erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part. Okay, so the lower part is hit more. Okay, not the upper part. When the wind blows, it lifts and transport sand, and it will take from one place to another. So when it stops blowing, the sand falls and get deposited in low hill like structure. So that is called sand dunes. Sand dunes, you know, you should know one thing, like it's not available only in Rajasthan. Okay, sand dunes are available in most places. Even in Ladakh, Leh Ladakh, you go there. There is a valley called Nubra Valley. There you have beautiful sand dunes. Okay, where double humped camels are found. I think that's the only place in India where double humped camels are there. Okay, it's a must visit place whenever you have time. Visit the Nubra Valley. Okay, it's near Leh in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so that is sand dunes. So one more term, loess. In the last chapter, I think we have learned something called loo, L-O-O, which was hot and dry wind which is blowing in the daytime. That is loo. But what is loess? Loess is nothing but the sand deposit. Okay, grains of sand are very fine and light. The wind carry it over long distance, and when such sand is deposited in large area, it is called loess. Okay, so that's all, loess. Well, these are 5 questions, simple questions. Which is not an erosional feature of a sea wave. Erosional feature, you can tell. Cliff can be told, or cliff or beach, maybe. Like sea cave is depositional. Sea cave is erosional. Okay, we have seen sea cave. Sorry, beach is deposition and cliff is also deposition. Erosion means it's eroding. We have seen the sea cave, the sea arches, and stack. I just got confused with depositional and erosional. Sorry. So depositional feature of a glacier is, you have seen, moraine, which is caused by sudden movement of the earth. It is volcano. Folding mountains and all, you know, it's a very slow process. Volcano is a sudden process. Floodplain also, it takes a lot of time to form the floodplains after a river comes down from the mountain. Mushroom rocks, see, this is the question which I told. Mushroom rock found in deserts. Oxbow lakes are found in river valleys. So these are very basic questions. So we have done all the 3 chapters. I'll come back with chapter 4 onwards of class 7. Till then, give your feedback so that I can continue. Thank you. Enjoy your learning. Have a nice day.